All right, as some know, I am starting a microgreen room, and right here what we have is the CO2. And so while I make some microgreens, I'm gonna make some alcohol also, which also, while it ferments, will produce CO2. And you want your room at least 3 to 500 parts per million is what we breathe in every day. That's the normal parts per million on the CO2. Inside, outside. Um, I like my parts per million right around 1,000. It's almost like a steroid for the plant, man. CO2 is taken in by the plant, and it releases oxygen. So um, we will be producing CO2 for the plant, and you will definitely see a difference in growth if you use CO2. Lights usually deplete the CO2 levels in the room, and when that happens, the plant is then stifled. This is with like plants that I've grown in the past. Now, I've never grown microgreens, but I'm sure they work the same way. We are looking for fast, vigorous growth. Uh, we want 100% growth and not retardation where it's, slowing the growth down because it's being stifled without CO2 and other things that it needs and uses to grow. It needs CO2 to be able to use the food nutrients and metabolize and become, help the plant grow just like a human being. And so, same idea. Anyways, this is my first brewing set, and we have a mini still here which produces, it can cook 1 gallon, which produces 1 liter of 140 proof alcohol. And so I've used this in the past. I haven't made alcohol in a long time. So I make some pretty good alcohol. I don't drink, but my friends do, and I like to give it away and make people happy. So that being said, this is my brewing set. Those are 7-gallon buckets right there, brewing buckets. I have a 2-gallon bucket there, and then of course I have my to measure the weight of the alcohol to water, and then the brewing machine. And so we will be getting that started today. I'm going to be using spring water from Georgia and yeast. I'm going to be using bread yeast right now. I usually order from a place called Mile High Distributors in Colorado, and they usually have some good stuff like turbo yeast and this alcohol yeast. But from what I understand, using bread yeast doesn't yield as much alcohol in the end when it's done fermenting. But the yeast, actually, the bread yeast, from what I understand now, makes the alcohol taste better. So we will see, because I'm going to be using all kinds of different stuff here. But to get it started today, I'm going to be cleansing up those buckets, man, cleaning out my still, running some water through it, man, and getting it cleaned up and getting everything sterilized. And then I'm going to start my fermentation. And so I'll be using the spring water, sugar, and the bread yeast, rapid rise. And then let's see what we have going on. Usually it takes 7 to 14 days for it to complete its cycle. Now you can overmix or put too many ingredients, so you want the perfect amount of sugar sugar, yeast, and water. If you use too much, it just continues to ferment, and actually it will become vinegar. You want just the right amount of everything, man, so you can get some good liquor, man. Anyways, I'm going to be using some apples and water, sugar, bread yeast, and we'll see in 7 to 14 days. Of course, I'll have some videos in between to show you what's going on with the fermentation process. All right, over and out. Peace. Thanks.